Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about what they got there. This movie called Space Jam: A New Legacy, and what my thoughts are and stuff like that. I mean, it exists for what reason? I don't know. Um, it felt like it was an overbloated commercial, with no heart and no soul. Unlike the first one, don't get me wrong, the first Space Jam it's decent. It's decent, but it knew what the hell it was. But this one right here, they were trying to make this like a competent story and stuff like that, like as if this was like something so epic, so cool or whatever and stuff like that. I'm just like, no thanks, no thanks. I mean, no thanks. We're good. We're good. We didn't need this movie. And the reason why I'm saying this too is, everybody wanted, well, it's a children's movie or whatever. And my thing is, how the hell is it a damn children's movie when most people are not aware of the Looney Tunes that grew up in today's generation? They're not familiar with Bugs, the Looney Tunes and stuff like that, because as I recalled it when I was growing up, and by what, early 2010s, they were canceled because of how problematic they were. Or did we forget? Or did we forget the fact that y'all had to, evolve Lola Bunny, disrespect the original voice actress, kicked her out of the movie, and put Zendaya bitch ass up in there? Then you took out what's his goddamn name? What's his darn name? Pepe Le Pew, because we wanted to teach. We didn't. He was offensive because he teaches people rape and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, you jackrabbits, weirdos. You guys clearly don't know anything about Looney Tunes. But all right, sure, go ahead on. Go ahead on. Half the Looney Tunes don't even return. That was it in the first movie. You know what I'm saying? But okay, okay. And before anybody was like, well, Michael Jordan wasn't a great actor or whatever. He wasn't meant to be a great actor. It was literally based on commercials that WB and Jordans did, and it was so popular among people that they were like, "Hey, let's make this a damn movie." They knew exactly what the hell they were. The question is, do New Legacy know what the hell it was trying to be? And then what's up with this whole King LeBron James? King of what? King of what? As far as I'm concerned, not basketball. King of kissing China's ass. That's what it is. Oh, and not to mention, China refused to play your movie. So, hey, but it made $32 million at the box office, even though, the cost of inflation, then we have to think about the marketing as well. And even then, we got to see how much the movie will profit before it makes back that budget. But go ahead on then. Go ahead on then. It did so well. Well, Black Widow dropped 68%. Like it did much of anything. 68 million. Ooh. When movies like Fast and Furious, The Quiet Place 2, Kong versus Godzilla was still doing hundreds. Hundreds. So I don't want to hear about they couldn't do it. And it's a kid's movie, but yet kids didn't hardly see it. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And don't even try to do that. Oh, it was on streaming services. So it was Kong versus Godzilla, and people still went to the movies and showed up for it. So again, what's your excuse? What's your excuse? You ain't got none. Just admit the movie was stupid and was lame. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It really had no plot. At least in the first Space Jam movie, the Looney Tunes get Michael Jordan, because they know that he's the world's greatest basketball player. Because these alien tunes, came over here and they want to take over, but they want to do it in a spectacular way, basketball, because they know that people, the United States back in the day, we were so juiced up on the NBA. The NBA was like all over the place in the 90s. So, hey, it is what it is. So they knew how to market the movie. They knew what to get it. And on top of that, what memorable, I mean, another thing from Space Jam, it was memorable. It was memorable. The characters, everything was going on that it looks way better. And remember, the movie CGI wasn't all that great or whatever. It wasn't all that impressive, but you know, hey, they did what they did with the limited budget, and I prefer what they did there than what they're doing now. The Looney Tunes weren't made to be CGI 3D characters models. You know, let's I don't even understand what's going on. And then you guys are so inclusive. Look at the behind the scenes photo shots. Isn't it cool that we had motion captured? We had the Looney Tunes being motion captured by females. Look how progressive we are, dumbasses. Dumbasses. When you could have just got the actual voice actors to play, you know, the characters. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Or I don't know, you know, get the male characters that I mean that's been doing motion captures for these characters for a while. But okay, progressive. I don't know. I mean, the movie was some stupid father son quarry. Oh, Dad, you never let me do me. I don't want to do basketball. I want to play video games and stuff like that. And, you know, Don Cheadle got his fifis hurt. Everybody in their fucking feelings. Who cares? That's why you kidnap. That's why you're doing all this because LeBron James said that your stuff was stupid. Well, to be honest, technically it is stupid. It was dumb. You really think that people are going to be like LeBron James is so amazing? Let's go see every movie with him in every WB property. Then it didn't make no sense that the Looney Tunes he called them rejects or whatever, and yet they were all in different franchises of WB just because, and they didn't even really, you know, make it where it made sense at all. Like I mean, it's like you guys forgot how to do. It's like you guys forgot about Looney Tunes Back in Action, Space Jam, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, come on now. Back in the day, they did better with the cartoon hybrid realistic stuff. Like, come on now. And of course, they had to have Lola Bunny have this empowerment moment where she decides that she wants to be an Amazon or whatever and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, bitch, sure, but without you know the original voice actress, Zendaya just sounded flat as hell. She didn't sound like she belonged with the Looney Tunes. It didn't sound like a Looney Tune character. It just sounded like they wanted to bring in Zendaya, and they could have brought in Zendaya. They could have just brought her in and kept the original voice actress for Lola Bunny, right? And you could have had her as a player like they did with the white guy. Oh God, I am drawing a blank on his name when he did the when he was there and he played basketball even though he couldn't his feathers couldn't really play basketball. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, hell, even they even had Bill Murray in there for a time being. So if you really wanted to you know bring in Zendaya or something like that, you could have figured out an easier way to bring in Zendaya without actually having her as the voice actress for Lola Bunny. You could have literally just been like, hey, let's do a movie with LeBron and Zendaya or whatever. They're supposed to be doing like this commercial or something like that. And something, the Looney Tune world got attacked or whatever at the same time they're doing this little photo shoot. Things, something happened or whatever and stuff like that. It tore a rift which dragged Zendaya and LeBron into the Looney Tune world or whatever and stuff like that. That's it. There's no cameos from none of WB's properties because that's what the hell it was. It was literally a big commercial graphic to be like, hey, you know, we got HBO Max and we have all of these properties. Aren't these properties cool or whatever? Yeah, they were cool before you guys destroyed them. And if you do try to bring them back, what do? You censor them. You censor and you block them just like you changed everything about the Looney Tunes. So, I mean, you make that make sense. And what could have happened is Zendaya and LeBron, you guys did cartoon forms for them if you really wanted to go that route, or you could have did the whole live action hybrid thing or whatever and stuff like that. And Zendaya's an actress or whatever stuff like that, so you could always have got like a little stunt woman to do certain basketball moves for her if she needed to do when it was time to play the basketball. And that's another thing. The movie was overbloated. It was overbloated with time. Like, you guys are dragging this out and I'm about to die. Let's go. let's get to the basketball game. Why are we wasting so much time searching for the Looney Tunes when the Looney Tunes should have been in the world already to begin with? And then how the hell is less Looney Tune characters? That don't even make any damn sense. Like it's like you guys forgot about the entire melody memories. The melody game. Like there are way too many Looney Tune characters that you guys just was like, screw it. But okay, whatever, sure. It just wasn't a good movie. It really wasn't. It felt more soulless than anything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it didn't have its moment. It did have its few moments, but that ain't saying much or nothing. I'm quite sure a child would enjoy it just because or whatever. But I mean, that still doesn't, take away the fact that the movie was trash. To be honest, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and be like, oh yeah, well it's for children. So okay, and so children aren't supposed to critically think or whatever, or not understand movies or something like that. There's a reason why some of these classic cartoon shows that were made for kids hold up till today than today's cartoons, because they're lazy, they're cheap, and they think kids are stupid. That's why a lot of these brand new cartoons coming out nowadays are not going to be fondly remembered, more so than old classic cartoons. Why you think they're trying to mine the IPs from the 90s, the 80s, the 70s? Because the stuff that they're putting out today isn't great. And then when they do bring them back, they do the same crap. They do the same changes that they did with their original shows, or with the new shows that they're making out, quote unquote, making new shows. And everything that people didn't like, y'all do it to the classic stuff, and then be crazy why people don't like it. And then another thing too, attacking the fans with the whole, oh, it's so people were just so pressed that that we changed Lola Bunny and stuff like that. They just meant that they're not able to go beat off their meat or whatever. MF, do you understand that most people were children? A lot of people who were complaining were kids when that movie came out. Dumbass. We wasn't fropping off of no damn Lola Bunny. She was just a beautiful bunny that was sexy but can play basketball. I'm sorry to tell you this. Guess what? We want to see attractive female characters, like it or not. I mean, no offense. That's why we're not getting that many looks from when women play professional sports, because they're not attractive. Yeah, they're attractive outside of games, but on the court, y'all put them in jerseys that don't show nothing. Ain't nobody interested in that. No offense. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it's the truth. It is literally the truth. Maybe you made the women look like how Lola Bunny was looking in the original, you might get more interest. You'd be like, oh, okay, she's cute though. But damn, that girl can play ball. And that was literally the point. She had more character in the first Space Jam than she does here in Space Jam New Legacy. She was actually forgettable. And they literally should have replaced her ass and brought in Pepe Le Pew instead. Because, no. And then Bugs and Lola didn't even have no romantic moments together, really. No kiss or anything. So it was just kind of like, bitch, who is you? Who is you? You not Lola Bunny. You Zoe Bunny. You Zendaya body, mind trapped in Lola Bunny. That's about it. Why the real... Ooh, that could have been another one. That could have also been explained, like, why Zendaya was casted as Lola Bunny. Because Lola Bunny and Zendaya's minds got swapped. And bam, you got Lola Bunny in Zendaya's body in the real world or something like that. While, Zendaya is trapped in Lola Bunny's mind or whatever, stuff like that. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, you could have did some little magical riff thing or whatever, where it pulled LeBron James and Zendaya or whatever, stuff like that. They got into this like collapsible stream of cross-connective interdimensional bull crap or whatever, and Lola and Bugs was there or whatever and stuff like that, while they were trying to stop whoever was attacking Toon World. Then you could have had it where Lola Bunny and Zendaya had swapped. So even though LeBron James is here, Zendaya got pushed back out to the real world. And then you got Zendaya as Lola Bunny, while Lola Bunny is Zendaya trying to figure out how to get back home, but enjoying the fact that she's Zendaya now because she's in the real world right now. You know what I'm saying? You can play a little bit of goofiness with Zendaya out as like little side moments, interconnectical pieces until Zendaya was, I mean, Lola Bunny was able to figure out how to get back to the world or whatever stuff like that, which would, when the game is finally close to winning or whatever, you could have had the Zendaya, that the Lola Bunny that was trapped in Zendaya's body actually play on the game at the same time with Zendaya, who is Lola Bunny at the time. I'm trying to tell you, that could have worked. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it interesting. You got to make it why people should care. But my thing is, it's kind of hard to do it with the property that you've been restricting for years. And on top of that, it's on HBO Max too. So right now, it's not even well known anymore. You don't have any commercials. It's not on mainstream TV for people to really look at or anything because it was problematic. So you make it make sense. You make it make sense. When I was growing up, I used to see all the reruns of Looney Tunes. So from all the way from the 1940s, I believe, or 1930s, all the way up until whenever they stopped making new episodes of them. I watched every Looney Tune episode from the original stuff. Yes, I even watched the Looney Tune show. I watched Looniacs Unleash and stuff like that. I watched the spin-offs and all the Baby Looney Tunes. I watched it all. And Lola Bunny was a better character in Baby Looney Tunes than she is in Space Jam: A New Legacy. And she was annoying, but at least she was a character in the Looney Tunes show. You know what I'm saying? And then she was a superhero in Looney Tunes not back in action, but Looniacs Unleash. So you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta do something different or whatever. But it just felt like LeBron James was trying to be Michael Jordan at the time, and it didn't work because I mean, what was they selling to us? I mean, I didn't see people really getting excited that much. I mean, when Space Jam came out, I had the soundtrack, I had the jerseys, I had some Michael Jordan shoes that was promoted with the show. I had the Michael Jordan golf figure, had the Michael Jordan baseball figure, I had the Michael Jordan basketball figure. I had the all the Looney Tune characters that came with it, came from the movie and stuff like that. I had the posters and stuff like that. You know, it got you excited because I mean, you knew what you was getting. You knew damn well what you was getting when you watched Space Jam. You knew it wasn't it was just a movie that the Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan are doing a basketball game. That's all. That's all you really needed. They didn't overcomplicate much. They went the Looney route and it worked. It worked, to be honest. But Space Jam: A New Legacy was just boring. It was basically like, hey guys, remember WB and all the franchises we own? Yeah. Oh, and LeBron James too. And Zendaya. Did I mention LeBron James? Oh yeah, Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tunes are there too. Because reasons. I just don't know what to say. The movie wasn't great. I don't know. I didn't really spoil much. I don't. It doesn't really goddamn matter. You already knew that Algae stole the sun's algorithm for the video game. He created these creatures based off of the basketball people that the boy scanned in his phone or whatever and stuff like that. And of course, at the last minute, LeBron tells the Looney Tunes to be loony, and they do. And then the boy joins the Sun's side, and that was it. Oh, and apparently Don Cheadle's character was able to get people who was watching the game to get trapped in the internet too, with them. And if LeBron James loses, then everybody gets erased. That's there. So it's just kind of like, okay, sure, whatever. And then nobody talked to WB about it or anything. But all right, sure, let's go with that. But whatever. It just wasn't. It really wasn't all that great. It was stiff or whatever. And then on top of that, I mean, like, the soundtrack ain't much of nothing either. Like, really, we ain't doing much of nothing with the soundtrack neither. Like, do y'all guys remember the original Space Jam? Um, do you guys remember the original Space Jam soundtrack? Like, I mean, there's even reviews about how utterly unforgettable that the soundtrack is. Like, okay, here's the soundtrack listing for Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. We Win, Lil Baby featuring Kurt Franklin. Control the World, 24 Golden, Lil Wayne. See Me Fly, Chance the Rapper, John Legend, Simba. Hoops, Swanee, Salt and Pepper, Cash Doll. Pump Up the Jam, Lil Rez, Verdon, Just Me, St. John, SZA, Crowd Go Away, Mercy, Jonas Brother, Game Time, Lil Tig, Amanda, About Time, Damn Dollar, G Izzy, Pilo, White Dave, MVP, Brock Hammond, Settle the Score, Korak, Dorith, Duckworth. I don't even know. Okay, whatever. Going Looney, Big Frida, Shoot My Shot, Jois Lucas, My Guy, Leon Bridges, and the best, Anthony Ramos. Like, it's so unforgivable. It's so they don't even have a standout single. Like, let's go back to Space Jam soundtrack. Like, hold on, let me pull up the Space Jam soundtrack, cause like, okay. Fly Like the Eagle, The Winner, Space Jam, the album version on Fly Like Eagle by Seal, The Winner, Coolio, Space Jam album version, Quad C, DJ, I Believe I Can Fly, R. Kelly, Hit 'em High, The Monsters Anthem, I Found My Smile Again, D'Angelo, Monica, For You I Will, Upside Down, Round and Round, Salt and Pepper, Giving You All I Got, Robin S., Basketball Jones, Chris Rock and Barry White, I Turn to You, All for One, All My Days, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, Change Your Faces, The Way I Like It, Biz Malls and the Spin Doctors, and Bugs Bunny. Like, those are, a lot of these are classic songs. I mean, Fly Like an Eagle, definitely. And then you have the Space Jam album song was actually on the radio as well. You have I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly, even if half you guys don't like R. Kelly anymore. I Believe I Can Fly was everywhere. And then let's not forget For You I Will. Monica, come on with the soundtrack. Like, I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, you ain't got nothing memorable from it, really, besides the controversy of the movie. So, I mean, like, really, what are we saying? Like, okay, sure, you got the CGI a little bit better than normal. The animation's gotten a little bit better, or whatever. But at the end of the day, people are more fond of Space Jam than Space Jam New Legacy. It will never hit the heights of the original one because people knew what it was. It was a soulless cash grab just to promote LeBron James, who he's listed as one of the worst NBA players. Not like as NBA as a player, like he can't play, but people do not like this man. And then what WB stuff, which most of the stuff they put on shelf because they canceled it because it was problematic. So how you gonna bring back a franchises that y'all put on the back burner because they were problematic? Get out of here with that nonsense. But all right, I'm done talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good. I don't know what to tell y'all. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.